So, in today's class, we are going to learn some advanced problems of say linear programming model. Till now, we have learned how to prepare a mathematical model of product mix problem of two variables and diet mix problem of two variables in which we wanted to minimize the cost. So, we have also seen that normally in most of the cases, whenever there is a case of maximization, we find that the constant equations are of less than type, whereas when it is a case of minimization, the constant equations are of greater than or equal to type. Now we are going to examine some new problems. We are going to learn some new type of problems where you will find that the nature of the problem is different in the sense that we may require to schedule manpower or schedule production or even the product mix of more than two variables. So, let us consider this problem, manpower scheduling problem, in which we consider the case of a multi-specialty hospital where nurses report to duty at the end of every 4 hours. This is shown in the next table. Every nurse after reporting works for 8 hours continuously. The minimum requirement of nurses during various periods of time is also shown in the table. So, we have to develop a mathematical model to determine the number of nurses to report at the beginning of each period, so that the total number of nurses who need to report to duty at a particular time is minimized without sacrificing the minimum quantity required at any point of time. So, let us see the table. The time period shown in this table is from 12 midnight to next day 12 midnight, and after every 4 hours nurses are arriving, and the minimum number of nurses required during that period is also shown. For example, from 12 midnight to 4 am, minimum number of nurses required is 20. From 4 am to 8 am, you require minimum 25 nurses. 8 am to 12 noon, 35. Similarly, from 12 noon to 4 pm, 32. 4 pm to 8 pm, 22. And 8 pm to 12 midnight, you need say 15 nurses. So, how many nurses should report at what time, so that minimum number of nurses are reporting at each period, and this minimum numbers of nurses required during each block must be met. So, this requirement must be met, then we have to minimize the number of nurses. This is our manpower scheduling problem. So, in this problem we say that let xj B is the number of nurses who report for duty at the beginning of the JS period, where J varied from 1 to 6. Example, we have 6 time slots. See, time slot 1 is from 12 midnight to 4 am, time slot 2 is 4 am to 8 am, time slot 3 is from 8 am to 12 noon. Likewise, 6th time slot is 8 pm to 12 midnight. So, during all these 6 time slots, number of nurses required is given, and we say that let x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 and x6 are the number of nurses who are reporting for duty at the beginning of the period, JS period, and J is equal to 1 to 6. So, we want to minimize the number of nurses. So, our optimization problem is minimize Z, objective function is Z. So, minimize Z, Z is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 plus x6, subject to the constraint that this is what you have to understand. I say x6 plus x1 should be greater than or equal to 20. What does it mean? See here, those who arrive at 6th slot from 8 pm to 12 midnight, they will continue to stay up to 4 am. So, whosoever has arrived, or you try to understand from this point, whosoever arrives at 12 midnight, she will stay up to for 8 hours, duty is 8 hours, so she will stay up to 8 am. Those who have arrived at 8 pm, they will stay up to 4 am. So, the minimum number required between, so suppose x1 is the number who arrive at 12 midnight and stay up to 8 am. So, this is x1, and those who have arrived at 8 pm and who are going to stay up to 4 am, let this number be x2 or x6, because this is 6th time slot. So, this is x1, this is x6. So, x1 plus x6 should be what? Between this 12 midnight to 4 am you need 20%, but from 8 to 12 you need 15%. So, greater of the two is 20, because you also need 20%, you also need 15%. So, minimum requirement is not 15, it is 20. So, it can be more than or equal to 20. So, this is why we say x1 plus x6 will be greater than equal to 20. Similarly, here those who have arrived at 4 am and they will go at 12 noon, the requirement is 25, and those who have arrived at 12 midnight, they will also go at 8 am, 8 hours duty. So, between 4 am to 8 am, those who have arrived at 12 midnight will also stay, and those who have arrived at 4 am, they will also stay. So, this requirement is 20, this requirement is 25. So, what happens? x1 plus x2 in that case will be greater of these two numbers, should be greater or equal to 25. So, x1 this x1 plus this x2 should be greater than equal to 25. Likewise, if you analyze, then x2 plus x3 should be greater than or equal to 35, x3 plus x4 should be greater than 32, x4 plus x5 should be greater than or equal to 22, and x5 plus x6 should be equal to greater than or equal to 15, and x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x7 should be greater than or equal to 0, because it cannot be negative number. This is non-negativity constant, and they all have to be integers, because obviously you can understand that nurses cannot come in pieces. It has to be a full number, full digit, integer. You cannot have 1.5 nurse, 1 and 1/3 nurse. So it has to be integer, and it has to be positive number, not negative number. Negative means you are keeping the nurses out of your hospital. Here is the nursing home requires nurses to come from outside, not that you are supplying nurses outside. So you need to have all these variables greater than or equal to 0. So this is the non-negativity constant, and all these numbers have to be integers only. So this is the mathematical model of this given problem. Now we are now considering a different type of problem, in which a textile company has different weaving processes, and it can use any of those processes, any of the 3 processes. And for each process there are machines already set up, and the per square meter processing cost is also known. For example, here see, if process number 1 is used, the weaving machine setup cost is rupees 150. Processing cost is 15 rupees per square meter, and maximum daily capacity is 2000 square meter. Similarly, process number 2 has a setup cost of 250 rupees, processing cost is rupees 10 per square meter, and the maximum capacity, maximum built up capacity is 3000 square meter. Similarly, for process number 3, the weaving machine setup cost is rupees 300, processing cost is rupees 8 per square meter, and the maximum daily capacity is 3500 square meter. Now it has been established from the market research that the polyester fabric has a maximum demand of 4000 square meter. What does it mean? That the company should produce either 4000 square meter or less than that, not more than that, because you do not want to produce to keep it in your inventory. You want to dump your capital in your warehouse. Nobody will accept this. Based on the demand forecast, you will produce maximum up to 4000 square meter or even less, so that whatever you produce you are able to sell. So the company's production manager now is at a loss and wants to decide which combination of production processes should be utilized, so that he is able to meet the demand forecast and the production cost is also minimized. And we need to develop a linear programming model to solve this problem. Means which processes, the problem is which processes are to be used and how much quantity should be made from each of the processes, so that the demand of 4000 square meter is made at a minimum cost. So, we say let Xj be the production level in square meter for the process J, and J is equal to 1, 2, 3. There are 3 processes. So, for each process we say that Xj is the production level, and Yj is equal to 1. What does it mean? That if you are using a process J, then Yj is equal to 1 or 0 if it is not used. If the process is not used, you have seen that there are 3 processes 1, 2, 3. If you are using the process, then we say Yj is equal to 1. If you are not using the process 1, so you say that Yj is equal to 0. So, then the model will be what? We want to minimize the cost. Minimize the cost. So, what are the various cost elements? Cost element, say processing cost is 15, processing cost is, production cost is for process number 1 is 15 rupees per square meter, for process 2 it is 10 rupees per square meter, and for process 3 it is 8 rupees per square meter. So, we say let X1 be the quantity up to be produced by process number 1, X2 be the quantity for process number 2, and X3 be the quantity to be produced by process number 3. So, the total cost of production will be 15x1 plus 10x2 plus 8x3, and then $150 y1 means if y1 is the fixed cost irrespective of the quantity, y1 is the fixed cost, you say 150 rupees is the fixed cost, fixed setup cost for any quantity you produce by process number 1. So, if you use this 150 process 1, then you will incur an expenditure of 150 rupees. If you do not use, then you do not incur any expenditure. So, we write 150 y1, 240 y2, 300 y3, and y1, y2, y3 will be either 1 or 0. If it is 0, it means this process is not used. If it is 1, it means this process is used. So, the for minimization of the cost will be 15x1 plus 10x2 plus 8x3 plus 150 y1 plus 240 y2 plus 300 y3. I repeat, y1, y2, y3 will be equal to either 1 or 0. If you are using that process, then it will be 1. So, it will be 150 rupees fixed cost irrespective of the quantity produced by that process, and it will be 0 if you do not use that process for production. And because you are using, we are assuming that x1, x2 and x3 are the quantities by of the quantities to be produced by process 1, 2 and 3 respectively. So, x1 plus x2 plus x3 cannot exceed 4000, it has to be equal to 4000. So, x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 4000. And it says that